think I fixed it. Okay, apologize. That was a little bit of a technical glitch. So, yeah, this has been an interesting morning, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. Good morning. Good morning and welcome to Positive Talk with Kari. I hope you all have grabbed your morning beverage, have a few minutes to sit down with me and talk about a topic that I think is important, and it is called being fully present. And we are going to dive into 12 ways of being more present in your life. It's interesting when I was going through this and preparing for today, I realized that being present is very similar to active listening and the steps on how to do both. So we're going to review that and go through that today. So thank you for joining me. I do apologize for not having this episode yesterday. Today is Tuesday. I was supposed to have this episode on Monday. Reason being is that early in the morning I had a allergic reaction to something. We're not sure yet, and they're doing tests to figure out what it is. I look a lot better today than I did yesterday. My face is still a little swollen, my neck's still swollen, and my eyes are still puffy and watering, and I have a little bit of a redness. But what happened is that I started to swell. My face and my neck started to swell. I even noticed my hands a little bit, and then a little bit of a rash, and my hives started breaking out. It got so bad that my eyes, this one in particular, was swollen shut. And so I went to the doctor. She gave me a wonderful shot that started to help with the inflammation and started to reduce that process. And then, we were also talking about the pain that some of the swelling was causing, so she gave me something for that and some meds to go home and continue. So I'm on a healing path for this, but it leads me into this. So every morning I wake up and I think of 3 things that I am thankful for. This is a routine that I have created that I first started doing because of the whole pandemic and being in quarantine and trying to keep a positive mind. And it's really evolved into something that I do every single day, and it really helps me. So waking up with 3 things that I am thankful for, and before I go to sleep, 3 things that I am thankful for, really has helped my mindset and helped me to stay on the positive side. It also helps me throughout the day to be able to reflect back to those things that I have verbally been able to say. I write them in my journal and I think them. So those are 3 ways that I've been able to bring them into my life, and it helps me throughout the day to reflect back on those. So with my whole ordeal yesterday and having that allergic reaction and puffiness, it brought me to the 3 things I'm thankful for. So the first one I'm thankful for is for quiet. I am thankful for quiet moments. I am thankful for quiet, being able to go into a quiet situation, being able to walk away from a loud situation and walk into the other room or go outside and just be able to spend that time and just nothing. Something that has helped me to be able to get into these quiet moments has been my morning yoga and stretching and meditation that I've been doing. And like I mentioned before, I was not a believer in meditation. I thought it was a bunch of, what do they say, hooey, a bunch of nonsense. But once I started doing the deep breathing and I started doing the breathing exercises, and that led me into meditation, and I'm still learning. I'm doing pretty good as far as how many minutes I can do it. But from doing my yoga, my stretching, and sometimes getting onto the bike, and then my meditation, it takes me about 10-15 minutes of just yoga, stretching, and meditation. and then I do about a half hour on the bike. So about 45 minutes total, which really is not a lot of time, but it helps me to feel really good and refreshed in the morning. So quiet times have been a joy. They really have. The second thing I'm thankful for is rain. We've had some storms here in the south, and here particularly in the Dallas area. It hasn't been, thank God, as severe as other places, which my heart goes out to everyone who has damage from that hurricane that hit, I believe it was Hurricane Laura, that came up and hit through the Gulf and up through Louisiana. My heart goes out to you. My prayers go out to you. I know that there's been a lot of devastation from that, but you guys are in the rebuilding stage. But from that storm, as it started to come up, we started getting heavy rains, thunder and lightning and wind, and it was loud for a while, and then that stopped. And then just last night we had another storm. It was kind of cool. It wasn't as severe. It was a storm that came from the north, and it left some really great rain. I mean, we had a little bit of lightning, a little bit of a strobe lightning thing going on, and a little bit of thunder. But where I am in the Dallas area, we had some rain, and it was just so nice just to hear the rain, just sit and listen to it. When we lived in California, I used to go and sit on the back porch. I used to have a covered patio and sit on the back porch with either my morning coffee, or maybe it was in the evening, and I'd have my evening glass of wine and just sit there and listen to the rain as it was coming down. And it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. So I'm thankful for rain. And then lastly, because of my ordeal yesterday, got me thinking. I am thankful, so thankful for doctors. I am so thankful for nurses and first responders. But I'm also really thankful for science. I am thankful that there are these amazing scientists who come up with these amazing medications to be able to help us in time of need. And I received that yesterday. My doctor gave me a steroid shot to help with the inflammation of my allergic reaction. She gave me a pill for the pain, and then also sent me home with some things to help to continue that, because I'm still puffy this morning. My eyes are still a little puffy, but I can see, which is good, because yesterday they were so swollen it was really hard to see. So I am thankful for doctors. I'm thankful for science. It's amazing the lengths that we have come in the world of medication, in the world of science, in the world of care. And I'm so thankful for that. So those are 3 things that I'm thankful for: quiet times, or quiet, rain, doctors, and science. So what are you thankful for this morning? What makes you happy? What brings a smile to your face? And maybe you like to say you're grateful. So what are the things that you're grateful for? Please share with me. I'd love to hear. So I want to get into the daily message. So the daily message this morning really is interesting, because when I was going through and preparing for today, I started realizing that being present is very similar to active listening. And you have to be present in order to actively listen and hear what people are saying to you. So I'm going to go ahead and read this, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. I have written down 12 ways of being more present in your life. Through this conversation, I hope that this will help with identifying how you can be more present in your life. This really leads into the episode that I had on Friday about worthiness. And then the episodes that I have coming up tomorrow and Friday that are also about worthiness. So, being fully present. When we live fully in the moment, there's an aliveness that comes easily. When we are fully present, we offer more whole selves to whatever it is that we are doing. Our attention, our integrity, and our energy are all focused in the moment and on the task at hand. This is a powerful experience, and when we are in this state, we feel completely alive and invigorated. This kind of aliveness comes easily when we are absorbed in work or play that we love, but it is available to us in every moment. And when we learn to summon it regardless of what we are doing, even tasks or jobs we do not enjoy can become infused with the light of being present. The more present we are, the more meaningful our entire lives become. So, next time you find yourself fully engaged in the moment, whether you are making art, trying to solve an interesting puzzle, or talking to your best friend, you may want to take a moment to notice how you feel. You may observe that you are not thinking about what you need to do next. Your body feels like it's pleasantly humming. Your brain feels like it's tingling. As you enjoy the feeling of being located entirely in the present moment, you can inform yourself that you may try to recall this feeling later. You might try this while driving home or getting ready for bed, allowing yourself to be just as engaged in that experience as you were in the earlier one. The more we draw ourselves into the present moment, the more we honor the gift of our lives, and the more we honor the people around us. When we are fully present, we give and receive aliveness in equal measure. So for today, try to be fully present in your daily activities and watch a new reality open to you. So being present in the moment, it's about no distractions. I love the memories that I have of talking, sitting down and talking with a friend and just talking about life, just talking about our kids, talking about our family, our work, whatever. But when I have those moments with my friends, I really truly feel present and I feel connected. And it all comes together and helps you to become a better active listener if you think about it. Because you're so engaged in that conversation. You're so interested in what they have to say. And you are also excited to be able to share things that are going on with you and the information that you have to provide. But you give each other time to be able to communicate and give that information to one another. So that is all about being present. It's amazing how it really gives you this feeling of just joy and love. It's kind of hard to explain sometimes until you're in the moment, and just feeling that is amazing. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about with being fully present to kind of help are 12 ways of being more present in your life. Now, we can sit there and say, well, I'm present, I'm there. Okay, but you physically might be there, but are you fully there? Mind, body, and soul, are you fully present? And some people will say, yes, I'm present, I'm here. Are you fully here in the moment? Or are you thinking of the past? Or are you thinking of the future? Are you in the moment and having that conversation? Your discussion may be about the past, maybe a couple days ago and something that happened to you, or it might be a discussion of things that are going to be coming up in the future, and that's okay. But the conversation that you're having is in the present. So being fully there is all about listening. It's all about being patient with your responses. It's all about not having those distractions. So 12 ways of being more present in your life. So you've probably heard the importance of mindfulness and living in the moment, like I was talking about. So being present allows us to appreciate the little things in life instead of worrying about the struggles of tomorrow. Let me say that again. So being present allows us to appreciate the little things instead of worrying about the struggles of tomorrow. Isn't that nice? It also goes back to, the 3 things that you are thankful for, the 3 things you're grateful for. They may be little things, but those little things are special and they can add up. So another thing, when your life is moving so quickly, being present ensures that we are still enjoying our life. But what does being present mean? How exactly do we live in the moment? That's a question that I'm sure a lot of you are asking. I know it's a question that I asked when I was going through and preparing for this. When you really look at it, deep dive. So for starters, being present means creating awareness, whether internally or externally. It's about paying attention to what's going on without attempting to change anything. The one problem that is staying present is a lot easier said than done. Implementing this change into your daily routine can be a huge struggle. But over time, in practice, it becomes a little bit easier. So to make mindfulness a little easier, what I've done is I put together a list of 12 things that will help in cultivating more awareness and presence in your daily life. That way, you can start to enjoy the little things. We need to start enjoying the little things in life again. I think that does help us to bring joy in our life. So the first one, celebrate the tiny joys. Celebrate the tiny joys. If you follow me, I do have a lot of posts that talk about joy. And you know also that I love flowers. I do. I love flowers. So any flower that I see, colors are just beautiful. The fragrances are so pretty. I usually take a picture of things, and I usually take a picture of flowers. Flowers are my tiny joys. They remind me of what's still beautiful in this world. Whether it's finding an extra dollar in my purse, or just bumping into a friend, or even getting to sleep in is huge. It's the tiny joy, but it seems huge to me. Celebrate the tiny joys as much as the big ones. So the second thing, identify the moment. So take a moment to check in with yourself and identify the moment you're in. You can do this by asking questions about your surroundings and your current state. Ask yourself these questions. Where am I? What is around me? What noises do I hear? What can I physically feel around me? What do I smell? Who is around me? How am I feeling? What am I grateful for right now? So number 3, make mindfulness a practice. Practice makes perfect sometimes. Practice makes a routine. Practice and doing it constantly creates a routine, and it then becomes a part of your life. So whether it's through meditation or yoga or another type of mindfulness practice, carve out some time for your day, or some time for you in the day, and intentionally be present. Mindfulness is something that takes practice, energy, and dedication. So it's important to practice it daily. I mentioned this to you that I do yoga and I'll do some stretching. I'll get on my stationary bike and ride for a little bit, and then I'll do a meditation. And all of those steps is preparing me for my day. But also all those steps, I need to be present when doing it. Doing the yoga and doing the meditation has really helped me to understand being present. And it's a lot easier said than done, for sure, but it's something that you can learn to do through practice. It's something that you can learn to do by forcing yourself to do it every single day, putting it on your list of things to do, making it a habit. So number 4, listen without intending to respond. You see how this is very similar to active listening? Active listening is a way of being present in that conversation or in that moment. So listen without intending to respond. When you're engaged in the conversation, how often do you worry about what you're going to say next? Or you are half listening to what the person is saying. You're not really fully listening to what the person is saying because you're constantly thinking about things that are going on or things that you need to be doing. And rather than anticipating what you're going to say in that moment, stop yourself. It's one reason why it's important to get rid of all distractions when you're having a conversation or talking to somebody. Make eye contact. Don't have your phone in your hand. Don't have, pen and paper in your hand. Maybe you just have a cup of coffee and you're actively listening to what they have to say. It helps to look them in the eyes and really listen to every single word. Or you look at their mouth, and as their mouth is moving, you're listening to every single word that's coming out. You're really listening to what they have to say. That's part of being present, and that's part of active listening. So number 5, be okay with not knowing all the answers. This is a hard one for a lot of people. I know it's been hard for me. I want to be able to have an answer for everything. I want to be able to help people. But I've learned that in order to be present in the moment and in order to actively listen to them, I have to not be so worried about my response and how I'm going to answer. Because when they are finished with what they have to say, I can take a few minutes and then respond. So part of the reason we get so caught up in the future worries is because we want all of the answers to our problems immediately. We are a society that needs and wants and gets things immediately. Immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification, everything we get is immediate. Our information, everything. So we feel inadequate for not knowing how to handle certain situations, which only leads to self-criticism and self-doubt. The less you strain to find the answers, the more likely they are to come to you. So that is why when you are in that active listening and present moment, when that person is done and is waiting for your response, take a deep breath, sit back in your chair, and take a few minutes. You can respond and say, I hear what you're saying, or I understand. Or you can respond with questions or clarifying what they just told you. That gives you time to be able to really think about how you're going to respond and what you're going to say. Because if we respond too quickly, sometimes our reaction or the things that we say could be, oops, I didn't want to say it that way. So take a little bit of time and trust me, the person that's having the conversation with you will respect you and will really be appreciative of the fact that you took that time to think about how you're going to respond. So the sixth thing, listen to your body. It's easy to start thinking that you need to eat a certain way or exercise for a certain amount of time every day because other people do it. One of the best ways that you can be present in your life is to listen to your body and what your body is telling you. Is it craving chocolate? Eat it. Does it run? Sound is invigorating? Go for one. Go for a run. Maybe a run sounds really great and invigorating. Do you want nothing more than to curl up in bed and forego the gym today? Do it. Maybe you need that time. Maybe you need that break. Your body will let you know when it needs energy and when it needs to rest. That is important because we don't listen to our bodies. We just go, 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 go. And I've had moments like this, and I'm sure you've had moments like that, where you just go, 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 and then one day you just crash. We didn't listen to our bodies. We didn't listen to the fact that your body needs energy and needs to go. Well, guess what? Then your body needs to rest. Sleep is so important because that is the time that our body is resting and healing. And it's preparing you for the energy that you're going to need in the morning when you wake up. But taking that time during the day, taking these little breaks for yourself can help you as well. But listen to your body when you need to do that. Feel your feelings. If you're prone to overanalyzing your feelings, I know, yeah, overanalyzing your feelings and trying to change them, I encourage you to sit with your feelings and simply observe them, acknowledge them, instead of trying to change them. They're your feelings, and you're having those feelings for a reason. You need to acknowledge them. You need to spend time with them. And this could be a feeling of happy. This could be a feeling of sad. This could be a feeling of frustration. Be with your feelings. Let go of the mentality that certain feelings are bad and that you need to be positive all the time. Instead, let yourself feel. No one No one can be positive all the time. We have moments where our feelings and our emotions start to arise. And I know some of us want to press them down and say, no, 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 we're not doing this. We're staying positive. Things are good. But unless you spend that time with those feelings, acknowledge them, experience, it's a lot more of a struggle to be positive. So you can experience those, but then once you've experienced it, you can turn it into a positive, absolutely, but you need to have that moment. So reduce distractions. Most of us are never fully present in our lives because we continually get distracted. I call it our squirrel moment or shiny penny. We all have these moments. Our focus may be on one thing for a few minutes, and suddenly another thought, request, or task creeps up into our mind. So just that moment can cause, it's like a domino effect. And you start thinking about things, and then you start really creeping away from that moment, that present conversation that you're having, or just being present with yourself. You start going off in all these other worlds. And then that is when our stress level starts to come up. And we start to feel unhappy. So number 9, savor your rituals. We all have little rituals that we do on a daily basis. Getting up in the morning, drinking a full glass of water right before you get out of bed, going in and going to the restroom, washing our face, taking a shower, having a morning cup of coffee, having a conversation with your spouse or your kids, getting your kids ready for school. I mean, we all have these rituals that we do in the morning. And it's something that gives us a little bit of peace and quiet every single morning, is to be able to have those rituals, because it's something that we know, it's something that we're familiar with. So something that I do is I do my morning things that I'm thankful for. I do my yoga, I do my meditation, but one of my rituals is my cup of coffee. I do 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and this is my peace. It helps me. So try doing something slowly, in peace, without distraction every day. 10. Find balance between flowing and planning. So when you plan out every single day and every single detail in that day, that week, that month, we don't allow ourselves the opportunity to go with the flow. While it's important to plan, absolutely, I'm a firm believer in planning. It's also important to be flexible. It's important to be flexible in how we handle our daily lives. So I shared a tip for finding this balance. And, being able to do that is have a plan, absolutely, but give a little bit of wiggle room for things to happen in there. So for example, I could plan out a trip that we're taking, Thanksgiving, we're going to be going to see family. I could plan that thing out, every little detail, to the last minute, second. All those details may not happen. They may happen, but not in the order that I want them to, or the order that I think they're going to happen. So being able to just plan out the general idea of the trip and what you want to do. So what's the goal? Well, we're going to go to Seattle, then we're going to drive down to California, and we're going to see family. Okay, So that's the general idea. Booking our flights, booking our hotels, booking the dog sitter, all that. Those are things that I absolutely have to do. Now, the in-between things, I don't necessarily need to plan. I can just go with the flow. I'm excited about taking this trip because, my husband and I and our daughter and hopefully our son will come and join us, but we'll be able to take a trip driving from Seattle all the way down to Northern California. And we're going to make a stop, of course. And we may take several stops throughout the day, and being able to just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the little shops that we come across. We may see a waterfall or two. I mean, those are just little things. I love that, and being able to take those moments and those little detours. Those are so much fun. But I didn't plan them. So being able to go with the flow, but also build a plan and have that balance is important. 11, reflect on your day. Whether you're journaling, writing a list of things that you're grateful for, or telling a loved one, it's important to reflect on the few things that went well during the day. For example, one of the tasks that I have is follow up on emails. When I get through and I'm able to follow up on all of them, yay, score for me. That's a little success, a little joy. So what happens is when you do this and you think about the things that you're thankful for and things that you get done during the day, this encourages you to think positive. Even if it's ultimately a terrible day, it's good to reflect back on the good things that happened. And it can help prevent the days from blurring one to another. And just feel like, oh, here we go again, getting up, going to work, having lunch, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, going to bed. Rinse and repeat. It's good to take that moment at the end of the day or even midday and look at what are some of the things that are positive. What are some of the things that are good for that day? Number 12, get away from the digital world. We are so consumed with digital. We are so consumed with our phones, with our computers. We need to get away from it sometimes and really unplug. It's amazing how you're feeling. I remember when we didn't have any of this. And we had a television that had, I think 5 or 6 channels. And, basically it was the news at night that we would watch. But just fully unplug and be present in your life. Be present in the day. Be present in the moment. Fully unplugging can help you to get that. So I know that you saw this one coming with totally unplugging and getting away from digital. So spend time away from your phone or your computer every single day. Read a book. Write. Don't type. Write. Like physically write. And I write in my journal, so I strongly suggest that. Go for a walk. Practice yoga. Eat your lunch without electronic devices nearby. Sometimes I will go in the backyard and I will sit in the backyard and I'll eat lunch and I will not have my phone with me. I'll have nothing with me, and I'll just sit back there, and the dogs are enjoying it. They love that I'm out there. And I'm enjoying it because I'm present in my lunch and I'm present in the moment of my quiet time. And I like that. So do something daily that doesn't require a connection to the internet. Those are the things that are going to help you to be present. They're also going to help you to be, some of these things are going to help you to be an active listener as well in conversations. I think it's important for us to be present, fully present in our lives. It will make us happier, fulfilling people. It will bring joy to our lives, and it'll give us time to reflect on some of those really good positive things that are happening in our life around all of this chaos and uncertainty. There are some good things. Love my morning coffee. Very thankful for it. So I hope this morning has helped you to really think about being present, being fully present in your life, being fully present in the moments in your life, and being fully present for those around you. Take the time, rewind my message, and really listen to those 12 things that are going to help you. Start to do those. Do these 12 things. Spend 30 days doing it and see how it changes your life. I think you'll be happy, and I think that you will notice the change. So thank you again for joining me this morning. I appreciate every single one of you. You all have a purpose in life. You all are essential. You are important. So be present. Thank you again for joining me. Tomorrow I'll be back at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we will go into another segment of worthiness. I have broken the subject into 3 different episodes. We talked about one on Friday. We will talk about one tomorrow, which is Thursday, and then we will finalize and wrap it all up on Friday. So please join me. Take some time, find a quiet place, and just listen and enjoy your morning beverage. So thank you again for joining me this morning with Positive Talk with Kari. I hope that it has helped you and put a little bit of a smile on your face and helped you to think about some things that you are thankful for, that you are grateful for, to help you with your day. So I leave you now. Be kind, be safe, and love one another. We'll see you tomorrow right here. Thank you.